Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Friday Night Hangout brought to you by the Craft Beer Nation. It is Friday, December 16th. Yours truly, Randy Gardner. My skeleton crew tonight is Ben Foray. Ben, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Feeling good.
Drinking good.
Drinking great. Yeah.
And yours, the one, the only, the man, the legend, the myth,
the mystery.
James R. James, how you doing tonight, my man?
Doing well now that I got some beer. How are you guys doing?
I have no complaints. Zero complaints from your boy. So, let's get right into it, man. I mean, we know why we're here. I want to know what y'all drinking. Ben.
Club Race number 6, Firestone and Boulevard. This is a blend of 2 stouts and 2 quads. You got from Boulevard, Imperial Stout, X-Tart Cherry, Bourbon Barrel Quad, Sticky Monkey, of course, from Firestone, and Velvet Merkin, also from Firestone. They're all there. The Bourbon Barrel Quad, you get that bourbon, and the Tart Cherry is also very prevalent in there. I feel like the Sticky Monkey and the Velvet Merlin's almost bring in like the base of this beer. Sticky Monkey's like turbinado sugar, kind of stickiness, for lack of a better word. It kind of shines through as well, but this is just one of those great beers that, is a lot of fun to drink. It's a lot of fun to let it get down to temp, or get up to temp and see what other flavors you pick out of it. I'm really impressed by a lot of Boulevards I have had, and this is one that definitely did not disappoint. They both have, obviously really incredible reputations, and I think they brought them together for this one. I haven't had any of the other collaborations, but damn, this is a pretty good beer.
I gotta tell you, man, the combination of a blend of an Imperial Stout and a quad sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't sure like what to expect, because when you're going into an Imperial Stout, you want a big body, you want a rich mouthfeel. When you're going into a quad, you're looking for something different. You don't expect
for dark
the same
fruits
thing.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, I don't get a super big stout vibe off of this. It's definitely more of a quad. But if you told me that this was a quad, I would think that it was a little bit too rich in the chocolate and a roast to be like a straight up quad. So definitely look at this as like a richer quad, but a great beer nonetheless. Yeah.
Indeed. I actually have a bottle of that, so I'm when I head down south for Christmas, I might take that down with me, amongst other things to drink. So I will report back. James.
Yeah.
As I catch you in mid sip.
This is Dragon's Hell by Hoofhearted. I guess that's
Hoofhearted. Yep.
Yeah.
Hoofhearted.
So this is something that Randy sent me in the last box, and apparently it's a triple IPA. It's a nice kind of New England style ish to it. It's definitely opaque. It's not a West Coast.
Definitely New England style.
Okay, yeah. And what I tasted from it, I've so again, my experience with New Englands are not very wide and profound, but I have never seen a New England triple IPA, so that's interesting. You can get a little bit more of the bitterness than some of the other ones I've had, but it's not really all that much. It's definitely got that juicy dankiness to it. But yeah, it's smooth. Like 11.5%. I could probably crush this and probably have a couple more and get pretty much in trouble. So the aroma's really good. The mouthfeel is actually, you know what? Like any of the New England style, it's a little bit thicker, which, coming from a West Coast IPA or West Coast guy, you want it to be crisp, or at least I want it to be crisp and not very malty, and so you want it to be a lot lighter. But with the New England styles, I actually want it to be nice and thick. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Thank you, Randy. That's I'm actually enjoying it quite a bit.
I'm glad you enjoy it, man. Go ahead, Ben.
I was just wondering what kind of fruit notes are you picking up off of there?
I'm getting a tiny bit of mango, but grapefruit, but like a lot of like mango, kind of like a papaya kind of thing going.
Nice.
I don't know. I didn't do any research. I literally just grabbed it out of the fridge because I was like, ooh, triple IPA. So I didn't do any research. So I don't know what hops they're using, but it's definitely the more sweeter tropical, New Zealandish kind of flavors coming through, but not the bitter hoppiness.
Nice.
That was, I think that's my. I want to say that was either my second or third New England triple IPA. Mm-hmm. I had a triple IPA from the Vale, but I can't remember if it was a New England style, because Vale's beers, at least not in appearance, not all of them. Well, some of them are true to New England style, but not all of them are. But I had a triple IPA from them that was delicious, but probably for me, for 2016, top one or top two overall IPAs from top one or top two. Let's say 1A and 1B. One was this is actually not a triple IPA. This is a double IPA. This one's Nothing Gold from Bissell Brothers, and the other one is a triple IPA that was a collaboration between Other Half and Monkus, JFK to LAX. That beer was.
I heard you talking about that one.
Phenomenal. It was phenomenal because it had this crazy, luscious, silky mouthfeel, and the aroma was stupid. Like that beer from the time they mashed in. I mean, it was that good. So to be able to nail a triple New England IPA, I think that's something. And Hoof Harder did it. Hoof Harder's brewing some great stuff, by the way. But they nailed it in Dragon Saddle, I think, and also JFK to Other Half and Monkus, their collaboration was spot on with that, with that representation. I am on my second beer because I had to pour my first beer out. My first beer was a local brewery out of Virginia Beach, Commonwealth Brewing Company. It was their double IPA called Big Papi. Their single IPA is called Papi Chulo, and then they made an imperial version called it Big Papi. And I had opened up my growler of it last night, and it was a beast. It was delicious, so delicious, in fact, that I drank like 3/4 of this 64-ounce 3/4 of the 64-ounce growler last night. And then I was like, oh, cool, dope. I'll just finish it. I'll finish it tomorrow during the Friday night hangout. Poured it, and it had gone flat, basically. I'm assuming it was because I left such a little bit in the growler.
Yeah, probably.
It didn't hold on to there was nothing to, give it any kind of pressure, and it just kind of lost all carbonation. And it just didn't, as is the case with most IPAs, they don't really taste good once you lose that carbonation. So I poured it out, and I'm actually going right back to Commonwealth because the Papi Chulo was my first beer from them. Big Papi was my second beer from them. And this right here is my third beer from them. This is Wapatuli from Commonwealth Brewing. I'm probably going to review this. This is their 7.3% tropical IPA. It's of the New England variant, but it's not. it doesn't look more, as opposed to orange juice, it looks more like maybe bright and early, or maybe like Tang. Then it looks like orange juice. But the aroma is crazy tropical. Like this is like a Trillium-esque aroma on this beer. Like not much citrus plant at all. This is just like all tropical fruits. It's just like a nice, sweet, tropical fruit aroma going on. That's phenomenal. And it drinks, I mean, it doesn't have the mouthfeel of, say, like an Aslan double IPA or like some of Trillium's beers. The mouthfeel is probably medium minus, but it's packed full of flavor. I gotta tell you, man, Virginia is killing it right now in the beer game, man. I mean, if you're gonna talk about Aslan, you talk about Ocelot, you talk about Ansa, you talk about Triple Crossing, you talk about Hardywood, you talk about Vale, you talk about Commonwealth, you talk about, Arden, you talk about Kotu, Center of the Universe. I mean, Virginia's smashing it right now, in my opinion, Ben.
I mean, if you look at the amount of skin in the game Virginia brewers have gotten in such a small amount of time, the Vale is out there with Omnipolo Brew, and I don't even know what double IPA with a ton of oatmeal milk. Like this thing's blowing it up on Instagram. Like, it's crazy. But I wanted to ask. You said that it didn't have the same mouthfeel as Aslan. Do you think that's due to it being canned and not crowled?
No, I don't think the vessel has anything to do with it.
Okay.
I think the thing that sets Aslan apart from a lot of other cats who brew the Northeast or New England or whatever it is, the NE IPA, is Aslan intentionally puts a lot of focus on the body of their beer. They want their beer to taste. They want their beer to taste good, but they intentionally make sure that the body is there by. Well, I'm not going to divulge their secrets, but body is for them. Body for them
because you're on the inner circle, right? You're on the inner circle, right?
In the fold.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'll say this. I've spoken to several brewers who brew beers of this style, and I know what's different between what other people are doing and what Aslan's doing.
Come on, Randy. Name drop. Do me proud. Name drop.
So there's one guy, Greg Koch. He he told me how to brew in New England. Just kidding. But yeah, as in, for them, inside joke. For them, obviously the way the beer tastes is important because they want the beer to taste good, right? But of equal importance to them is the mouthfeel of the beer. So that's and I think that comes across in their IPAs, especially their double IPAs. They don't make thin beer.
That's good though. I mean, that's respectable.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think that's what sets them apart. This beer right here, it's not. I don't mean to say it lacks mouthfeel in a negative way. That's not what I, where I was getting.
Sure.
It's not a negative on the beer. Because I mean, sometimes you want it to be easy drinking. I mean, after all, it's not double IPA. It's an IPA. It's 7.3%. It's approaching double IPA territory, but it's very drinkable. I mean, on a hot summer day, you'd mash this up with no problem. But it's a very well made beer, and I'm excited about. I only learned about Commonwealth like 2-3 weeks ago, and to find out that they're in Virginia, man, this is like super exciting for me down in Virginia Beach, and it's great. It's great for me to see all these great breweries in Virginia opening up, and everybody having their own flair and brewing the beer that they want to brew and doing it very well. So I'm happy with the state of Virginia beer, and I'm happy with this beer that I'm drinking right now. Wapatuli IPA, tropical IPA. Jeff.
What up, man?
What up, man?
What up?
Doing well, man. What are you drinking?
I'm actually, I just brought my beer from my dinner, so I'm still drinking the remnants of a 750 of Chimay White triple. So let me pound this down. I got a couple other fresh beers in the cooler in my little hotel here. So,
Where as I give you some time to take a sip, where are you at?
right now, I think I left this morning at 5 a.m. from Montreal, and it's been like a long travel day, but a few beers were consumed along the way, so it's all good, bro.
I totally missed where you said you were.
Montreal. I was in Montreal and like upstate, remote as fuck Quebec last couple days, you know. Yeah, middle of nowhere. But yeah, I'm in Reno, Nevada right now. Reno.
Okay.
You win any money yet, Jeff?
No, I don't play that, man. I'm too I understand statistics. Okay, I can see the building, so yeah, I don't I know the math, how the math works, so I just come here to drink.
The house
So
always
you
wins,
so you
for
went
sure.
you went to dinner and ordered a 750 of Chimay White with your dinner?
Yeah, I all afternoon I pulled a James R. So I was doing like remote office, and I had killer Ballast Point red velvet cake oatmeal stout. I had killer this beaver Belching Beaver Viva La Biva peanut butter and chocolate stout, which is honestly the best PBJ chocolate stout I've ever had. I had this killer Modern Times Devil's Teeth aged on bourbon barrel aged with orange zest and hazelnuts and some other whack shit. And then I had to settle down with like just a Mission IPA. But then I had this as my pregame, and now I got
Hotel.
you know I don't play
Hotel Wi-Fi.
Hotel California, man. This is like some Trump. This is some Trumpian shit right here. It's like just so gaudy. I mean, you know, it's like gold lame shit, you know, and it's just disgusting, you know, but whatever.
Just swing your penis, Jeff. Just swing it.
Yeah,
I hate these gold-plated hotels. It's just so gaudy. Yet you stay in there. But okay, Ben, what are you about to say?
I wanted to say your hotel room looks like shit, but
it does. It's tacky as hell. Yeah. It's no.
Your company got to do better, Jeff.
Hey man, you know it's cheap. I know, man. These casinos are super cheap though, so it ends up being like the cheapest room in town. You know.
So Go ahead, James.
I was just gonna say, I really wish I liked peanut butter, because from what I've heard, Belching Beaver makes one of the best regular peanut butter milk stouts, and then also like I think it's like the Mexican mole peanut butter milk stout.
You know, I was like,
butter.
Wait, hold on.
I was in like a bottle shop. Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Mexican mole peanut butter stout? Are you serious?
Milk stout, so you can't have it, Randy.
Yeah, you can't have it.
They make these pills called Lactaid. They work awesome.
So you can Randall through Lactaid. Yeah,
exactly. Mexican mole peanut butter stout. That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I was in a bottle shop like when I was up in Tahoe like a few months ago, and these people were like raving about this. You know, and they weren't like craft beer people. They were just, it was some lady. She's like, the Belching Beaver, it's just like delicious. And I'd heard of it a couple times, but, you know, and then like they had it at this place. It's freaking solid, man. It's legit. It's a really good.
I really enjoy the regular milk stout. So that's why I really wish I could like peanut butter, because I would totally want to have the peanut butter version of the milk stout. Randy, you're cool as long as you know ahead of time. You can take some Lactaid and drink some milk?
Yeah, as long as I I pop like 3 of them right when I take the first sip, and I'm straight.
Shit, I'll see if I can find some bottles and include that in a box.
For
you. I just assumed you wouldn't be able to drink it.
No, I can't. I gotta take necessary precautions.
What happens if you don't take that? You just have like messy, gassy stool, or what?
You should watch his review of what was it, the
Shokobesa.
Chocobesa?
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I love these guys. So
Yeah, these guys.
I really do love milk stouts, and for a long time I couldn't figure out why. Every time I drank a milk stout, the next day I would literally have like this headache all day long, and like no medicine would work. And obviously, it'll upset my stomach, and all the other accoutrements.
Those are the details we need to hear about, the accoutrements.
No, I'm good. More than anything, it's the headache. I get this headache that's just, it lasts like the entire day. Like if I drink it tonight, I'd have a headache all day tomorrow, and it's just a miserable day. And I just kind of, I really kind of shy away from milk stouts. And at this point now, I can taste a beer and tell you, I'm like, oh, this is a milk stout. Like I don't know if I can taste the lactose or if I can feel the consistency that comes from having lactose sugar in the beer, but I know immediately if a beer is a milk stout or not. But
viewers, if you haven't seen it, you should check out Randy's review of Stone's Chocobesa.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
He actually proves it because he's drinking it and he's like, I really hope this is not a milk stout.
I think I'm going to shark myself. Yeah.
You might see some comments as in real time as I was watching, because I was like, Randy, no, it's a milk stout. Look it up. Look it up.
It's like a Dave Chappelle song in the works.
But he recognized it. I mean,
that's like
good to see you, Randy. I mean, you totally were like, I'm pretty sure this is a milk stout.
And then like at the end of the interview, I look at the bottom. I'm like, it says milk stout right here on the bottle. Contains lactose. I'm like, man, come on, dude. So it's all good. I think I went ahead and popped some lactate pills like afterwards, and I think I was okay the next day. It was only a 12-ounce bottle. So yeah, it's all good though. So last night, Gil, Freddie, and myself, we did we recorded an episode of Pint Session. One of the topics was, two of the topics were top breweries for you for 2016. Right, it doesn't matter if it's a new brewery or not, but just like new for you in 2016. And another topic was top IPAs of 2016. I mean, IPA is still king in American craft beer, right? I mean, I don't care how much barrel aging we got going on, how many ridiculous ghosts are being put out. IPAs are still king, whether it's a single IPA, double or triple. Ben, for you 2016, let's start with breweries. What were top, like let's say your top 5 breweries of 2016 for you?
Top breweries of 2016. How many do I get?
5.
5.
IPAs. I'm gonna have to say.
Two separate
not
topics.
Not IPAs, just top breweries. Period.
That's too tough. Like it's weird. Well, so I'm gonna send it to somebody else because, admittedly, like I've always loved craft beer, but this is my first year like really getting down into it, finding things around me, trying a bunch of different things. So for me, this has been such a crazy year of trying so many different things that, I mean, I'm just going to say Otter Creek, but that's out of,
out of obligation.
Out of obligation.
Yeah, you must.
No, they're awesome. I love Backseat Burner. Free Flow, if you haven't had that, it's delicious.
Shameless plug. And that lovely glass that you're sporting right there. All right, well, let's start with James. Let's give Ben a chance to get together his thoughts.
Style.
James, this is gonna be instant coming from the California guy who's surrounded by awesome breweries to the north and to the south of him.
Yeah, when you were talking about Virginia breweries, I was trying to think of all the breweries that I really enjoy in Southern California, and I really can't remember half the ones. I have to look at a map and remember, but. I mean, it's probably a little easy to say a foregone conclusion. I think Jeffrey and Randy will probably laugh when I say this, but It's got to be between.
Stone.
What's that?
Between Stone and Stone.
Well, I'm not gonna lie.
Rip.
Yep. Rip. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Stone's honestly disappointed me a lot lately. Not disappointed.
Yep.
Just
Same.
really
James, listen to me. I'm gonna interrupt you, James.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish.
And
I'm gonna let you finish.
Wait,
Jeffrey can
let
probably
me
tell you that.
clarify that. Wait, hold on, real quick. Let me clarify. When I say they've disappointed me,
Okay.
not lately, I meant it's just been going on for about 2 years. So go ahead.
Okay. I was a really big Stone fanboy.
Yeah, he was James,
And
bigger than you.
I feel like Stone has gotten to the point where, don't get me wrong, you can't take away anything from them, you know, considering what they've done. My camera is autofocus. They still make great classic beers, but I don't think they've evolved.
I feel like the ones that they've done well, they haven't continued. You know, some of the ones I liked. There was that peach IPA that they did, which was arguably, I mean, the peach itself was not super apparent, but as an IPA, it was great. But they haven't really progressed off of that. I mean, there's not much that they've done. Well, they've done some local taproom only stuff, or not taproom, but like, you know, Stone locations only. But they haven't done anything nationally or even regionally. And, you know, for the first time, I had that an enjoy by that I could actually say I hated. The 1225 Virginia prototype, I hated. I legitimately hate that enjoy by, which is weird coming from me.
Damn, I didn't think it was that bad. Jeez,
I hated it. Like, I think it and it's probably just, you know, it's a bias. It's a, hey, I've always loved this beer, so it didn't meet my expectations. It had a kind of chemically taste to it. And so I legitimately drain poured it, which is weird coming from me. And you know I'm an enjoy by.
So it goes without being said that Stone is not in your top 5 breweries of 2016.
Yes, right. So it would probably have to do between Rip, and you know that's kind of cheating because they're not exactly new. They started last year in October, so it's a little.
Doesn't have to be new. I don't think it has to be new.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when they started. It's when you discovered it.
Okay.
Or no, not even that. Just a top brewery. Period. It could be a go-to brewery for the last 10 years for you. If they're still top, they're still top.
Ooh, well, so Rip, just because of consistency, and I'm there all the damn time. But they have some really good IPAs that I really, really enjoy. Society, which I really wish they would bottle more because I really want to send to you guys because I love that brewery. It's in northern San Diego. It's a fantastic brewery. I've turned on Boris to it when he came to visit. I know Ricky Potts has been there, and he's also agreed that it's really good. And I think the latest one, which is legitimately brand new, it's literally less than 2 months old, is Gunway Ales, which I have to get some crowlers so I can send to you guys. They do kind of half saisons and half classic IPAs and pales. Admittedly, I'm a little biased because the head brewer was from another beloved brewery that closed down in Beach City Brewery, which is now been taken over by Beechwood Barbecue to do their production. But yeah, those 3 would probably be my ones that I've really enjoyed. I'm not necessarily going to say that they are head and shoulders above everybody else, but they're ones that I find the most interesting and the most fun I've had with their beers.
Okay. Jeff?
I would say, you know, this is just kind of like off the top of my head, and it's a mixture of kind of local stuff, and it's basically based on stuff I've had. So I'm a big fan of this local brewery, Buffalo Bayou. I mean, they've made some great beers this year, and
they make a dumb, stupid, outrageous, ridiculous, extravagant saison. Tropical saison.
Thank you. They also make a lot of other good beers too, but thanks for the shout out.
Is that the one with was it like Yellow Rose or something like that?
No, that's
I got one. So
Buff Bayou.
Buff Bayou is they're really known for stouts, but they make some good saisons too. Lone Pine Brewing with their Yellow Rose is very solid. Another brewery that's like a little bit probably under the radar is Adelbert's Brewery out of Austin, which is really good. I've been pumped on the Trillium that I've got all of it from Freddie, but I mean that shit is legit for sure. And then probably my fifth would be I probably lean towards Prairie just because I'm a fanboy, and their beers are always good. But, so that would be probably the five that like kind of rocked my world this year.
I like how Jeffrey talks about Yellow Rose like it's a really good beer. No, Yellow Rose is exceptional. If they imperialize that beer and made it a double IPA, give it a little bit more body. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's called Jabberwocky. It's not that good. It suffers from what a lot of doubles have. It's overly malty, and it's kind of got that Molotov cocktail thing going on. I mean,
Really?
yeah. So yeah. I mean, I think the smash is just clean and just it's nothing complicated. It's not sexy, but it's just so bright and so clean. It's really good. So, yep.
What were you about to say, Ben?
Well, I was gonna say, Jeffrey, have you had the Prairie Evil Twin collaboration?
Which one?
Bible Belt.
More Bible Belt, or even more Bible Baptist Belt, or whatever. There's like several variations of that, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they're getting ready to do a bourbon barrel Bible Belt.
I had that. The last time I had that, Ben, was probably like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's really good. It's solid. It is good. Anything that's an imperial stout that Prairie's maybe with Evil Twin, it's really good. I picked up, in the last week Prairie had like, I don't know, all their like seasonals are released. So Pirate Bomb, Christmas Bomb, Prairie Noir, Coffee Noir, Pirate Noir. So all the stuff is out there.
Was ridiculous.
Vanilla Noir, yeah.
Oh
it's all killer, man. Yep. So
Jeffrey, have you had the Prairie Home Companion?
Yep.
Shout out to the NPR nerds out there.
Man, you gotta love that shit, man, right? I like those guys, man. They're overpriced. They're overpriced, but their beers are excellent, especially the stouts. So. Yeah.
My top 5: Trillium, Aslan, probably Treehouse, Casa Agria out of Oxnard, James, out of your kind of sort of your neck of the woods, just north of you, I believe.
Yep.
If you haven't had any Casa Agria saisons, man,
yeah,
do yourself a favor and make it happen. And if I had some more beers from this brewery, they would definitely be in the top 5. Great Notion out of Oregon, they'd be there for me, but I haven't had it. I don't feel like I've had enough to area, so I'm gonna come back out east, and I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go monkish. That's too cliche. I guess one can say the same thing about Treehouse and Trillium. Yeah, but I'm gonna go Homer again and go Triple Crossing, man. I think Triple Crossing down in Richmond is so underrated as a brewery because they live in the shadow of Hardywood Park. They live in the shadow of the Vale. They live in the shadow of the Answer. But Triple Crossing is sneakily brewing some bangers down there in Richmond. And people who come to Richmond as a beer destination, and you should, because Richmond is one of those destination cities for beer at this point. But people who come to Richmond because of beer, when they stumble across Triple Crossing, they're gonna be like, "Oh, where has this little gem been hiding?" You know what I mean? They're dope. They're brewing some great stuff. Ben, I don't know how much of their stuff that you've had, but
best Pilsner I've had all year was Over the Counter Pils.
Look at this. This dude has a best Pilsner. You know what I'm saying? This guy.
Best Pilsner. Yeah. That's an oxymoron, right?
So I mean, for me, a really good beer is as described, and this is a super clean, Pilsner, but it had like a medicinal taste in like not a bad way. And like
So
that beer, like I was like, OTC Pills, what's that? And I tried it and I was like, oh, this is kind of medicinal. And then the guy was like, yeah, it's over the counter. I was like, and I tasted it again. I was like, okay, yeah, I could see.
So explain that medicinal, not in a bad way. It's like this tastes metallic, but not in a bad way.
No, I mean, you ever have like a Ricola? That's a pleasant medicinal taste. And
That's medicinal in a bad way.
Yeah,
really?
Like, I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love the taste of a Ricola. Okay.
Well, I tell you what.
Because it relieves me, but I don't think I would like. Ooh, I really want a Ricola right now.
Ricola is my throat lozenge.
Wait. It's Ricola.
Bay?
Ricola.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick.
All right, so Ricola. Go ahead, James.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just about to say. So I gave 3. I realized there was 2 that I probably should mention. One that I discovered, I've heard about, but I discovered when I went up to Northern California or the Bay Area for Thanksgiving is Fieldwork Brewing out of Berkeley. I mean, they had some fantastic beers ready.
Their stuff look amazing. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they had some amazing stuff. Like even the one that I liked the least, it was called Hannah. It was a Degard style, and in a few sips, I was so impressed. But then more than a couple sips, I didn't. It was one of those ones that you just want a small dose of because it was just this weird, intense. And I'm not a big Degard kind of style, but
yeah, but that's an easy drinking style, don't you think, James?
Degard. Maybe it's just because I'm not big into the Belgian stuff. It was so funky that it's just not my style. And I know you're a big like Belgian guy. I'm just not. So it might be for you. And if I could get my hands on some, I'll definitely send you some. But yeah, Fieldwork. I really wish they. Well, A, I wish I was up there more, and B, I wish they could produce more because they have some amazing stuff. I was actually blown away. And I should have actually put them as my #1, like, surprising new brewery. Other than that, Phantom Carriage, I think, in Torrance, even though they're not new, they're something that I've gone more and more this year and had enjoyed more of their beers. So yeah, those are 2 that I should have added in. Wait, do you have a question?
But
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, Randy, I'm just thinking, as we go through this, I mean, it's just interesting, and I don't know. I mean, we should probably publish some kind of best up-and-coming breweries that you probably haven't heard of yet that are going to be
after party talk.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just saying,
Well, and I kind of want to.
Lists. Oh my God, my brewery's not on that list.
Ben, what are your 5?
Controversy always creates dialogue, but so I mean, I kind of want to use it because it's never going to be fair, but Hill Farmstead.
right on.
I'm gonna add Prairie to that list as well. I think they do some lighter styles and some darker styles really well to add them to that list. This was their breakout year. For me, I look at this as like the Emmys. Like your favorite actors who have done good work aren't gonna get an Emmy this year. It's the people who have had a breakout year, who have done really well, had a good picture. So I'm gonna add Aslan to that list. I mean, they've come a lot in this year. And I want to add, I want to add Otter Creek to that list because they went from being kind of an unknown brewery to doing some really crazy IPAs, and it's a lot of fun selling their beer, and it's a lot of fun seeing the reaction to some of their new stuff.
Do they do Space Juice or
That's Long Trail, and
okay,
that's probably my favorite double IPA is Space Juice. Fresh, right out of the line. Space Juice has no bitterness to it, and it's a red double IPA, which is my preference. And so you get like some different flavor notes from there. But I really wanted to shout out to McKellar. He's a guy that doesn't get a lot of play, but his beers are always interesting. They're always great. Well, I don't see him a lot on my feed, and I love his beer. Everything that I've had has challenged what I think beer is. Look at like a beer like Monk's Brew. That is such a funky, wine musty kind of crazy thing, but you know, it's a quad underneath all that, and you can get that quad feel, but it challenges your kind of perspective of what a quad is. At least it did mine. And
I would agree on him challenging things. So just so you understand why I was shaking my head, it's not that I dispute what you're saying. Personally, so my very first exposure to Mikkeller was a sour called Sir Monk, SUR space Monk. It is still one of my top 5 sours I've ever had. It had this great funkiness to it, but it was still really, really good. But then a lot of their other stuff, or his other stuff, it's either been hit or miss or lots of misses. And I kind of view him as kind of like a Dogfish Head, where I really respect all the things that he's doing and trying, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, not all that, but I'm not really into. So that's the only reason why I'm shaking my head. I do find him
no.
And I want to try everything that I can get out of him. But yeah, that's the only reason why I'm shaking my head.
That's the thing, is like he only comes out. It's like, so it's a funny thing, because in this industry, scarcity drives a lot of like what our interests kind of lie, and scarcity with Mikkeller is very, very high. Our Spontan Elderflower is definitely one of my top 10 beers this year. I haven't had the chance to get any of the other Spontans, but like that was just so, like, I love herbalness, and that just really hit it for me.
You should come out to the West Coast. He has 2 bars here.
Yeah.
2? I only knew about the one.
I mean, he's obviously like, you know, and like you said, I mean, when you do that, when you're aggressive and you try stuff and you avowedly don't even write down your recipes, I mean, there's going to be hits and misses, but I mean, he does push the envelope, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I guess I would say my impression is he's not that coveted, you know, from a trading standpoint and scarcity standpoint. I mean, I think I always, if I see a new beer that's on my shelf that I've never tried, most of them are brewed at De Proef Brewery in Belgium, you know, I'm like, I'm going to try it, but it's not like these are like highly sought after beers, you know, not as much as they should be in my mind, you know. Yeah, they're not all great, but most of them are pretty interesting, you know.
Well, and I wanted to add to that point, you know, the beers that I've had from him that haven't been that great, like his milk stout is super lactose. Like your stomach would probably hurt the moment it touched your lips, Randy. Like it tastes like, honestly, it has kind of a sour milk taste to it for my tongue. Like I did not enjoy it. Like,
That sounds disgusting.
It wasn't wonderful, but when I read how much like lactose was really in it, I was like, okay, he was trying to push the envelope of what a milk stout is, and really.
You're trying to make a buttermilk stout.
Yeah.
So I think I definitely agree, and I think to maybe at least my vision or my thoughts, I think I understand what you're saying. When I had it, I think I had, well, hopefully it's the same thing. He does so many small batches in contracts that who knows, you know, if we've had the same one. But I had it at I think it was Sierra Nevada's beer camp. He had it on tap, and I hated it when I had it. Well, maybe not hated it. I just was like, it's another Mikkeller that's meh. But then when I read about it, I was like, okay, you know, he was trying to put a bunch of lactose in it. So if it's the same one I'm thinking of, it was one of those things where, you know, on a pure blind taste level, didn't really enjoy it. But then when I read about it, I was like, okay, that's cool. And that's what, like I said, he's very Dogfish Head-like, where, you know, trying different things I enjoy, or I respect that, but like taste-wise, I was like, not so much.
So I think this is the most important part about our community, is where does that kind of measure up? Because we want to be pushed. We want to have new and interesting things.
Oh, yeah.
But at what point are we like, I don't like this. You know.
So here's
at what point are we like?
Along those lines, Ben.
Go ahead, Randy.
Like Dogfish Head, I love the fact that they push the envelope, right? But I'm like I hate 60-minute. I don't like 90-minute. But if Dogfish Head tries something new with a beer, I'm going to get it, right? Because I love the fact that they push the envelope and they try to do things with beer that's never been done, and they're not shy about it. So I personally love that. So whenever people do that, I'm never gonna hold that as a knock against them. And you just said, McKellar had one of the worst lactose stouts that you've ever had. But I guarantee you, if they come out with a new beer tomorrow that you have access to, you're probably in. If you're gonna cop it.
Yeah. I
respect that. I love it when that happens, when they push the envelope.
Well, and I know, and it's like it's also a level of trust. Like, I know that he can make darker beer, so it's not that like, oh, I don't think he can make like a stout. He was trying to do something intentional. I understand what was going on after the fact, but
yeah, but also the guy's moving in a lot of different vectors. He's not just making double dry hop blood orange blood IPAs. I mean, he's making all kinds of styles, and that's and it's legit. I mean, he knows what he's doing. When he makes a milk stout, he knows what he's doing. When he makes a Belgian quad, he knows what he's doing, even if it has ancho chilies in it. I mean, he's got a strategy. He's not just randomly mixing stuff up. So yeah.
I think one thing Randy said that I want to point out as well, it just kind of went over real quick, is when you're talking about Dogfish Head, where you probably not very much that you enjoy, but you want to try anyways. I think I want to say that about Mickler. Like I said, there's plenty that I do not like. I'm still going to try the damn thing. If I see something new from Mickler, I'm going to try it. Even if I know that 80% of the stuff that I've had from Mickler, I'm not a big fan of.
I'll tell you this: they've hit with me. They've hit more home runs than they've struck out.
Mickler or Dogfish Head?
McKellar.
Okay.
Or Mickler. Now you got me doubting myself now.
I feel like
Mickler.
It's McKellar, but Mickler?
Well,
it's Mickler is what I would say, man.
If you're Dutch there, it's Mickler.
Oh well, then I guess I'm Dutch, so Mickler.
He's not Dutch though. Isn't he from Sweden or?
I thought they were Dutch. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think so. Check it out. Yeah.
No, they're. I think they're Danes. They're
Danes.
Danes.
Yeah, Danish. That's right, Danish. Yeah.
Are you watching now? Tell us in the comments.
I was about to say. I was like, what?
Or you can be sure to go to Craft Beer Nation's YouTube page and watch our Pints and Quarts episode with Yeppy from Evil Twin Brewing.
Yeah. Even though they haven't spoken in like 23 years. Yeah.
I find that story between them like so interesting.
Hey, their relationship has nothing to do with our interviews, so go make sure you watch Evil Twin, Pints and Quarts, Evil Twins.
If you want to hear all about the relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, before we leave, real quick, I'm going to trim it down from top 5 to top 3 so that we can get out of here at 11 o'clock. Top 3 IPAs 2016. James.
Top 3.
Okay, I tell you what, let me go first because I knew the question was coming. You did.
I'm going to let you finish.
Yeah, I'm going to let you finish. Exactly. Kanye.
No, I'm saying you need to get I'm guessing you need to get your thoughts. If I put you on the spot and be like, yo, tell me your top 3 IPAs right now, 2016, go. If you didn't know
top 3.
Okay. Well, get your thoughts.
Yeah.
JFK to LAX. Scaled way up from Trillium, and probably double dry hop Dunley Place from Aslan. No, ain't no probably about it. Double dry hop Dunley Place from Aslan for sure. Should probably be number 2 behind JFK to LAX for me. James.
Number 1 would probably have to be oh shoot, I'm trying to think of another one and I lost the other one.
Who brews that?
Sorry, it's from Noble Ale Works. their Southwest Southwest IPA, their Rio Grande Slam, which was, I think, a kind of like a mashup between West Coast IPA and Northeast. It was good. It was really, really good. But I think the reason why I put that at top is more just because of the kind of new, interesting take on things. You know, if it was a blind taste test, it was maybe not the number one IPA I've ever had, but just that style was really, really darn good. The next one would probably have to be, I'm sorry, I'm looking up right now, Supercell from Fieldwork. Man, it was just good. It was kind of a West Coast IPA, but a little on the malt side, which normally I'm like not all that really a big fan of, but for the double IPA, you know, ABV, it was really fantastic, and it was just a smooth drinking IPA that had a lot of that New Zealand. That's it.
Yeah, I remember that on Dave Chappelle. Wrap that shit up, B.
That's it.
Bing, bing, bing.
Jeffrey.
Jeff, top 3 IPAs.
Yeah, so like you know, I'm not like as much of an IPA aficionado as you guys. I love IPAs, but I'm not all about the white whales and everything. So I mean, I go local. So I say Yellow Rose, Mosaic Smash. I say St. Arnold Art Car, which is one of my go-tos. It's a great kind of Southern Hemisphere IPA. And another one is I can still vote for them because for most of the year they weren't InBev, but now they're InBev. But Cardbox Hop Delusion,
They don't count.
one of my go-tos that I got to find something else to replace that. But yeah, it's been a great kind of juicy tropical double IPA that I always have in my cooler when I'm at the beach. So
Ben.
Yeah, so do double IPLs do double IPLs count?
IPL, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go. My number one is Otter Creek 25th anniversary double IPL. Tons of it's a crazy, like if you look at the hot mash in this thing, it's
Sound like
nuts.
a company man to me.
So much flavor. It's ridiculous. No, I'm telling you. Try it and disagree with me. If you don't find something in that beer to like, it's not your style. I'm serious. The second one is going to be not Focal Banger, but
Not Focal Banger, not Heady Topper. Crusher.
the Crusher was awesome. I love the Crusher. And then but the other one from that brewery. No, not that one. 2X TNT has got to be on the list. 145 IBUs.
Who's that from?
Single cut.
Oh, yeah. Single cut putting out some bangers.
Ridiculously tasty. 145 IBUs, but like you can taste the bitterness, but it's not overwhelming. Like it was a really well done thing. A great concept. I appreciate a good concept. Well done. That for me, like if I could get another bottle of that right now, I would. Like that was nuts. Special note: the Dominant Wavelength Blue Jacket beer, super fruity, little bit of bitterness to let you know it was a beer. That was a good one as well. So
cool. 2016 was for me a fantastic year in beer. I got a chance to try some shit in 2016 that I probably would not have thought I would have had the chance to try, especially on the IPA front and the emergence of the Northeast or New England the NE IPA. You know, it's been a great year. No, well, not just for IPA, but just for beer. Period. 2016. The Brew Association hit over 5,000 breweries now. Clearly. When we were at like 3,500 breweries, they were saying that there was market saturation. Then we hit 4,000. Now we hit 5,000. To take a page out of Julia Herz's to take the words from Julia Herz of the Brew Association, we have 8,000 wineries in America, but nobody ever talks about a wine bubble. However, we get to 4,000 breweries, and all of a sudden we're hitting a brewery bubble. I think that we're gonna hit a legitimate hop shortage before we actually hit a brewery bubble, because the fact that breweries are still opening shows that there's a sustainable model that works. You've heard me say before, you don't necessarily have to be Stone, you don't have to be Sierra Nevada, you don't have to be somebody who's like super coastal or even national or even regional. You can be a successful brewery making fantastic beer, serving your community, your town, your neighborhood. That model works. It's been proven time and time again. Those breweries do survive, and it harkens back to the old days when every neighborhood had their own pub, had their own little brew pub making beer just for them. And once again, that model works, and because of that, I don't think that I do think that this whole talk of a brewery bubble is, for lack of a better expression, is bullshit. It's just what it gives the prognosticators something to talk about, when obviously they've been proven wrong time and time again. 1,500 1,500 breweries later and still growing. So 2016 has been a great year for beer. I can only expect even better things in 2017 with the emergence of new breweries and the potential for new styles, the potential for new influences on existing styles. And so yeah, cheers to 2016. I don't know if we're gonna be here next week. A lot of us will probably be traveling. I know I will be traveling. I won't be here next week. So if we have a show next week, you'll be the first to know. If not, we'll probably try to catch you on the Friday before the new year. So that said, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get in on this after party with us, we're going to be here for a good little bit talking crap to each other. It's going to be a lot more profanity. It's going to be a lot more fun.
Especially
Freddie just joined us, throwing up the double middle fingers, and he's our Twitter guru. So if you want to get in on the Friday night hangout after party, be sure to hit us at Craft B Nation for a link, and you can join in right with us and get in on the fun. Or you can hit Freddie on his personal Twitter at
CBN_F as in Frank, R as in Romeo, I as in Igloo, G. Whoa. Oh, it's
lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
His personal grinder account, yeah.
CBN underscore
Sturdy Freddy.
CBN underscore Frio. So that's Foxtrot Romeo. What's the I in the phonetic alphabet?
Igloo, Oscar.
Irene.
Links in the description below.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, cheers.
I'm so late, but I'm so
Cheers,
cool.
kids.